Welcome from Deep Scope Studio, professional mixing and mastering. You can email me, deepscope@deepscoperecords.com. My name is Joey Ricardo, and if you're watching this from someplace other than the website, you can visit us, www.deepscoperecords.com. And for today's mini lesson, we are going to talk about the almighty automation. And it's kind of one of those essential skills if you're going to be using, if you're going to be mixing and mastering, if you're going to be using these really most all programs have automation features to them, particularly Pro Tools, and I use it quite a bit in mixes that are very, very detailed. The big mixes, the ones that we go into, all the minute details are really making the song sound exactly the way it needs to sound. So you can see, if I hold down the Alt key and click right here and pull up the volume windows for all of these songs, and I'll hold down the Alt key again, and I'll make them all small so we can look at them, at a bunch of them at one time. You can see all of these black bands and the white dots. These are all volume automations. And I use them to make the songs sound very dynamic, and to make each section of the song, give each section of the song exactly what it needs at any given time. And you can also automate your effects. You can automate the effects parameters. We go over that in another video. You can automate your effects to make that chorus sound bigger. You can automate the reverb and delay, because naturally, if something's bigger and it's louder, the naturally reverb in a real world situation, you're going to have more delay and more reverb in that big room if something gets louder and if something gets softer. And if you want things to sound natural, then you need to make your use automation to make your effects as dynamic as the natural elements of the song too. Otherwise, it won't sound natural. If you get louder, things should get bigger. If you get softer, things should get a little bit smaller. Or for a special effect, you might want to do it the other way around. But the point is to have all of these tricks at your disposal, and one of them is automation. And we can take this, let's find a good one. We can take this section of this electric guitar right here, and we'll highlight it. You can see all of these are all automation points in here. And we can highlight that and play it. And when we go back, we'll find the electric guitar. Here it is right here. You'll be able to see, and you'll see these other faders moving up and down too. And you can see the Alright, let's turn this down. And let's put this so that we can talk at the same time. Okay, there we go. You'll be able to see these faders moving up and down. And that's our automation at work. Now, how do we do that? It's quite simple. You come up here, and let's say, and you can automate, let's make these bigger again. And you can automate other things besides the volume. You can automate, you can make things, you can make something. You can see here, this is the mute automation window. You can see it's not muted. If you want a section that's muted, you just come up here and you pull it all the way down, and now this section here that we've highlighted is muted. Or you can highlight another section and you can mute that section. And then you can also, these little white dots, you can also fine-tune this. And what I'm doing is, you can go to this hand tool, hold down this dot, and you can move that slider anywhere you want. and really fine-tune these things. And of course you can also do the same. You can set up your volumes. You're going to use this hand tool. Whoops. You're going to use this hand tool up here, and you can set up your automation points. Put one, say you want one here. Well, let's kind of do a real world example here. Let's see. Let's take this pedal steel down here. Let's say you want to fade this section out right here. Move that in the middle. You can highlight the whole thing. Make sure, instead of being in your waveform view, go into your volume view, go to your hand tool, make an edit point at the start of where you want to fade, and at the end, and at the end, and make one before the next section, because as you can see, the whole thing's going to go up and down. And now we can fade like that. And you can do all kinds of neat things with your fade and shape that however you want. As a matter of fact, you can see